Happy Canada Day from Simply for Life. We are today going to do a backyard barbecue. So we have a few things in store for you. Some you may already be cooking. Others, maybe I can just give you a few ideas of what you can do. So we're going to just start right at the beginning and throw it in. I have my barbecue already hot. It is up to about 475 degrees. We use charcoal. No real specific reason. I wanted something that slowed me down, so it does that. It takes about an hour to come up to temperature, so I have my coals all ready and set. What we're going to do today is I'm going to do some baby roasted potatoes that are seasoned. I have these trays that I got from, I believe it was the dollar store a long time ago, and they have holes in them. So I'm going to season them up, throw them on that. So let's get started. I've just taken some baby potatoes, cut them in half, most of them, and I'm going to season them up. We have some olive oil that's from Crete that tastes delicious. It is not your typical olive oil. And I am just going to load them up because what we want to do is have them nice and crispy on the barbecue. And I'm going to use a garlic seasoning and just sprinkle it on, just a few tablespoons. Because this seasoning has salt already in it, I'm not going to add any more to it, but I'm going to add some nutritional yeast. It's high in B12 and it actually makes everything kind of taste a little cheesy. So I'm just going to add a little bit of it. This is something that you really don't need to measure out. Maybe you don't like it seasoned as much. You can put less. If you like a little more seasoning, put more. So here we go. I'm just going to stir it up. You want the oil to get on the majority of your potatoes. Now, I like to do a meal that it all works together and comes together at the very same time. So, and what I mean by that is I'm going to also be doing a little bit of a Caesar salad that I want to have fresh bacon with. So what I'm going to do, here's a potato that's a little bit big, so I'm going to cut it. I love parchment paper. Parchment paper is awesome for many, many different things. And I'm going to do it to just protect because there is little holes in my pan, I just want it to protect my cutting board. I'm going to put this in. There we go. Now that my barbecue is all nice and hot, while I am getting ready to do up the meat, I want these to be cooking. If you want your potatoes sooner, what you can do is put them in your Instant Pot for 2 minutes with 1 cup of water. It'll cook them well, and then it doesn't take so long on the barbecue. But today, I'm just going to throw them on. I'm going to put them right on the grill to get them started. I'm going to actually put a piece of bacon on the side of both it because next I'm going to do some broccoli and have roasted broccoli. So I'm going to put a piece of bacon on each one to have for my Caesar salad. I have my grate all the way up to the top because I really do want my potatoes to cook well. So I'm going to put one on here. This is from Bernier Meats in Grand Falls. Delicious. It's smoked bacon, not chemically done. Once you try it, you'll never want to go back. So I'm just going to lay it actually on top of a couple of potatoes over here. And once it starts to shrivel up, then I can chop it up for my Caesar salad. Okay, so this one's going to be for I think I'll cut a couple of pieces, for my roasted broccoli. I love roasted broccoli. Tastes totally different. It's easy to kind of get a conception in your head of vegetables, and you go, oh, I don't like that. I don't like broccoli. But there's a big difference between it blended into a soup or roasted in the oven or baked on the barbecue. If you can make it nice and crispy and almost kind of dried out a bit, it is delicious. So I'm going to show you how I do it. We have it all the time. For me, the crispier, the better. So I have here, seems like a lot, I probably won't put it all on, 3 bags of broccoli. You could do broccoli cauliflower, carrot, whatever it is that you would like to do. I put the frozen bags and over top of a paper towel just to get as much water out as I can. I want to drain the water out. And now I'm going to do the very same thing, but I'm not going to use garlic. I'm going to use a vegetable seasoning. I'll start with my oil so it adheres to it. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, mainly because I do want my broccoli to dry out. I just love when it's nice and crispy. And you have to remember, this is 3 bags, so there's a lot in here. And this is my vegetable seasoning. So just about 2 or 3 tablespoons for the bag. So probably a tablespoon per bag. But again, season it to your desired taste. There we go. Looks good. Great when it's a kind of a one pot or a one cook. I know I'm going to have a few bowls, but that's fine. It's all just right on the barbecue. So there we go. So now I'm going to again put it on this. You can make tin foil trays if you want to. I'll just do half. There you go. I'll cook those up a little bit later. Here we go. Now I'm going to put those in the barbecue. There we go. So now we're going to actually start with our hamburger. I make my hamburger with some seasonings in it so that it's really juicy and soft. If you just do meat, nothing wrong with that. Kind of is dense. So I mix mine with a few ingredients. This is very lean ground meat from Bernier Meats again. We also have sausages, the bacon, ground beef, but this is very lean ground meat. And you want lean because when you're barbecuing, you don't want a lot of flames, which I know my bacon's going to give me enough. But we don't want to have a lot with the hamburger also. Oops, before I put that in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my egg. Now, sometimes you get a package and it's 1.5 pounds. It's not 1 pound, or maybe it's 2. Use your egg accordingly, because sometimes you want 2 eggs. I want it so that it's not too soupy, but just a nice consistency, which I'll show you. I have about 1/2 to 3/4 cup of oats. I use only oats, gluten-free. It has a really nice flavor and taste. We carry several different ones. This one's a quick one, so if you want to cook it for breakfast, it cooks up really, really quick. We also have a cook one. It takes about 10 minutes. We have flour and steel cut also, but it's nice that they're gluten-free and it tastes really good. So I've got about 1/2 cup, 3/4 cup in there. I'm also going to add soy-free soy sauce. This is from Naked Coconuts, and it's gluten-free, which is really good. I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons in. And This soy sauce, this Worcester sauce isn't gluten-free. For the amount that I'm putting in, for me, it doesn't bother me because everything else I'm going to, this is going to have about a tablespoon. I'm going to have the recipes added so you guys can just print off the recipes if you wish for everything that I'm doing here. I'm also going to add some garlic powder. There's no salt in it. We carry Simply Organic. Just maybe a quarter of a teaspoon, not a lot. Brent can't do onions. They really bother him. However, dried, minced, or overcooked ones are good. So I'm going to add those, and these are also Simply Organic. Probably about a teaspoon. And I'm going to add my hamburger. That's from the grass-fed. Now we're just going to mix it really, really well. I use the oats and the egg to soften the hamburger. So there's other things. Sometimes you can put chia in or flaxseed in. There's multiple ingredients that you can add. I've just found that my family has really enjoyed the oats and the egg to soften it up. So as you can see, it's fairly soft now. Between the oats and the egg, it just acts as a really nice binder. There we go. Good. One pound of hamburger does about 4 servings. I cut them into 4. I'm going to do them a little differently. I'm going to show you something different that we do. My dad did it for years and I loved it. So I'm going to be using the Odo's gluten-free buns. It's just a sandwich bun. So if you notice, and check I can smell my stuff cooking. It smells really good. They're square buns. The company is Odo's, and it is, in my opinion, the best gluten-free product out there. I've tried a lot, and I really love Odo's. There's bagels and hamburger buns, but for some reason, I tend to like the sandwich better because it is square. So when we're looking at doing our hamburger, I didn't bring it out today. I usually weigh my meat out when I'm doing it, and I usually do about 5 ounces, which still is going to work out to be your pound. So what you can do is make this into squares. So what my dad would do is put these in Ziploc bags, and then he scored it. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to square this off. See how nice square patty we have here? So I want it to be kind of the size of my hamburger bun. And what's going to happen is it will shrink a little bit, but not a lot. If you have a hamburger that you went and got lean ground or not lean, regular or what have you, medium, it's going to have a lot of fat in it, and you're going to lose a lot of what the volume or the look of your meat. When you have more meat and less fat, it's going to keep its shape. So there we go. And I am just going to cut it in 4. There we go. There is your 4 hamburgers. So if you want, you can throw that into a Ziploc bag, throw it into the freezer, and you can bring them out later. And you're all set. So sometimes when you're doing your cooking, if you do a large volume, you're able to make it for later. So you're not always feeling like you're cooking, because who wants to be cooking all the time? It's nice to have good food to come home to. So I am going to come over here. We're going to see what we're cooking. Whoops, I'll get on the other side. So I'm going to turn this over. My bacon is cooking really, really nice. There we go. So I am going to put this up top, my broccoli up top. I'm going to keep the potatoes cooking, just kind of turn them a bit and see how they're starting to brown. And these pans that have the ridges make it nice because it holds a lot of the oil in the ridge, yet there's holes that it can still kind of breathe and escape a bit. Oh, escapey. There we go. Nice. Oh, I wish this had a smell to it that you could smell, because it is beautiful. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to scoop up the hamburger and put it on. My temperature's at about 450 degrees. And it is hot out here today. And I'm going to take it down 1 notch. There we go. I set my timer for 5 minutes, and then I check it at that point, okay? Because I'm going to do a Caesar salad, actually I'll move some of these things. So I'm going to do a Caesar salad, and I didn't want to put this on too soon, but I'm going to make the croutons out of the bread, okay, of the hamburger buns. So this has already been seasoned with garlic. You can use a chopped up real garlic clove, which is here. This is a garlic bulb, and then I have the cloves. So you can mash it up and put it in the butter, or you can use your garlic powder. But it's already done, so I am just going to put a little bit on it, and we're going to put it back in the barbecue. Here we go. And on we go. Okay, so now what we are going to do is our Caesar salad. I have over here, which I don't know if you can see or not. Don't want my plant to fall. I have this beautiful stand-up grower that my kids got me for Mother's Day. And so I picked a bunch of my lettuce leaves in here and my romaine, and I've got tomatoes. They're just starting to come. I've got herbs and some garlic growing on the bottom. So I just picked this a few minutes ago. So here I have my romaine leaves. So hopefully you have some garden plants. If not, try to buy local. Something that I've been really impressed with is how many people are really conscientious about shopping local to one degree or another. Finding other people, if your talent is growing, find somebody, advertise it, because there's a lot more people that are very interested in buying local and seeking it out now. So that's really awesome. So here's my romaine lettuce leaves. I really can't grow, so I'm impressed that this has even taken off. And romaine lettuce, I've already washed this. I don't know why he doesn't look good. Must have been in the cold. Put it in the fridge for a minute. And I'm just going to tear the leaves off. They tend to do better if you just tear. There we go. I'm just making a small one because we have a lot of vegetables. I also went and got our Parmesan cheese. We were out. I'm just going to do a bit of a grate of the cheese over top of the salad. Fresh is so much better. And then just put this in a Ziploc baggie so that the air doesn't dry it out. Even if it does dry it out, you're able to just grate it and it will flavor many meals very well. I'm going to put this a little bit lower just to crisp it up. I want to crisp up my croutons. I've hit my 5-minute mark for the hamburgers. You see how well that has cooked? I want that bacon to be cooked a little bit more, so I'm actually just going to put it right on top of the barbecue. There we go. Nice. And I'm going to set the timer for another 5 minutes. So I'm going to set the Caesar salad aside while we're letting everything cook. See how fast that came together? Some things that we're going to put on top of the hamburger is going to be, for me and Benjamin, tomato and onion. So I'll just give that a... Something you can do if you really like onions is slice it up and then put it on the barbecue for a couple of minutes, and it gives it a very nice flavor. There we go. I'm going to throw a little bit of oil on them, and I'm going to put actually I smell it cooking. Nice. Look at that bacon. Beautiful. And turn my croutons over. Just about another minute for those. I'm going to put some oil, a little bit of salt, and I'm going to put those on the barbecue for a minute. just going to set them in there. Look at the bacon. Cooks so well. Yum. And turn the potatoes a little bit. They're getting there. They're looking awesome. Actually, nice. My croutons. Croutons are right now, if you want to do up, just have it as a garlic bread for the kids or yourself. I am going to, where'd my knife go? Cut them up. Ooh. And again, if you want it crispier, just leave it on longer. If you like them so they've got a little bit of bread texture to it, you can take it off earlier. Really just 2 or 3 minutes aside. I don't want to throw it on the salad right yet until I get the bacon done. So, there we go. We're all set. The next thing I'm going to do, because we're doing kind of a one meal at a shot, is dessert. Who doesn't like dessert? So I've kind of pre-made this. And what this is, I may keep that up for a minute. My hamburgers look, actually to me they look cooked. So I'm going to move them up top. So I don't want them overdone. And what I'm going to do is take that bacon. Oof, that is nice. Where'd my tray go? Oh, there it is there. We'll cut that in a minute for the Caesar salad. And then I have these other pieces that are really, they're going to be great for the burger. Now what you don't see that I see is I start to see the predators coming out. They're smelling how good this is. So Brent's kind of hovering behind the scenes going, ooh, what's for lunch? There we go. Nice. So these little pieces, I'm just going to put them up top of the bacon. There we go. Nice. I want my broccoli to be roasted a bit more, so I am going to put it on right there. There we go. So in the meantime, we are going to do the dessert. I have made a psyllium biscuit. It is very low carb. It has a wonderful texture. Now, it's brown because I used a lot of cinnamon in it. And here it is here. So what it is, which the recipe is included for you guys. I mixed in this bowl a tablespoon of psyllium, 3 of almond flour, cinnamon, baking powder, and an egg. That was it. And stirred it in, got it off the sides. Oh, and it had a tablespoon of either butter or oil, and put it in the microwave for 90 seconds. And this is what I got. Beautiful biscuit. I'll set this back. So it is a really nice biscuit. Now, if you want it for strawberry shortcake, if you don't like the cinnamon, you don't like the brown color, just leave the cinnamon out and it'll be a nice white and it's a beautiful texture. The psyllium is actually what makes it have a nice fluffy consistency. Look at that. Isn't that great? Where is my, oh yeah, it's right over here. We're going to set that aside. And lower that down. Nice. Okay. So here's my psyllium biscuit. I just chopped up the berries. I know a lot of people add sugar. I don't. I find them sweet enough, and this year they're delicious. So I am just going to add the berries to the top. So you can eat this guilt-free, guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bit of coffee cream and make a bit of the whipping. My daughter gave me this beautiful handheld whipper. You can whip up your eggs, you can whip up your milk. And I'm going to give this a really good froth, and then it'll have a frothing top on top of this. You could add a tablespoon of maple syrup if you want to give it a really nice flavor. If it was whipping cream, it would have whipped up a lot faster. I just have the coffee cream. Sometimes you can add a little bit of sugar to it. Did have a spoon. There you go. Now, something special to make it look good. I have a lot of mint. It's growing really well for me. So you can take a couple of mint pieces and put it on the side if you want to look like really special. So there's what dessert's going to be. I'm just going to chop our bacon up. I'm going to put it on our Caesar salad. Not those fake old croutons. I'll tell you, there's nothing like a fresh piece of bacon. There we go. Okay, so I am going to throw in on the barbecue now, at the very end, I'm going to throw in our buns to just kind of crisp them up a little tiny bit. There we go. Broccoli's coming very nicely. So are those. Good. One last thing before we kind of put it all together. Ugh, so sad. So sad, Bench. Where did my ice go? One moment, please. We need ice. Might as well drink this because, you know, it's hot out here. I was going to show you a really nice drink that we can have. one moment, please. So what we're going to do is, on my table, what we're going to do is we're going to mash a few strawberries. And I don't know if you've had drinks, thank you, with fresh fruit. Could be cucumbers, but there's some strawberry juice in this. And I am just going to put a few in here. You don't need a lot. Oh, it tastes really, really good. And I'm going to put
This one is passion fruit, there's berry, coconut.
some mint leaves. I'm just going to kind of tear them so we have the minty flavor. Just like that. Wish I had an umbrella to put in my drink. It would be beautiful. We carry a product called La Croix. It's carbonated water, but they come in different flavors. This one is passion fruit. There's berry, coconut, key lime, lemon. There's many different ones. I got the passion fruit to go with the strawberries. Just going to pour that over. Nice. Here we go. So we have the hamburgers cooked. We have our Caesar salad, broccoli, roasted potatoes, and an awesome drink. Let's put it all together now. Let's clear off our table for you. All right, here we go. Let me wipe this off. So let's put her together. We're going to grab our bun. A couple of bacon pieces. Piece of onion. Our burger. Some beautiful roasted potatoes. Our awesomely roasted broccoli. Let's put the burger together. Anybody be able to recite the McDonald's? Nope, can't. I bet you Brent can. The tomato. What else should we put on it, guys? I'm going to put a little bit of ketchup for those that might like ketchup. I'm going to put spicy mustard. So if you run out, just go to your plant. So there's my burger. And then Don't forget the croutons. There you go. Let's put that on our plate. And I have here some foddy dressing. So there we go. Our backyard barbecue, gourmet style, is complete.